I mean, you never want anyone to lose any race, but I really hope they split so we get to that tiebreaker. That swordless as the tiebreaker is just the perfect formula for drama and leading to a championship ship shot.
Absolutely, and rooslugs again does have quite an advantage on RandomEffekt in that category. But we've seen what this tournament can do to runners. Anything can happen at any given time, and it starts right here, level 3. It is going to be pole shot, not by much, but he'll be the first into level 3, and it's going to come down to who can come out of there alive and with as many bombs as possible.
And Root does have the advantage, like you said, but Random is doing everything to kind of neutralize that. He was practicing while the last race was going on and actually literally just set his PB in this category while the last race was happening.
Well, that's fantastic. So he just got a brand new PB in the any percent category. Very nicely done for rooslugs. So I'm telling you, this is going to be anybody's match. I wouldn't be the least bit shocked if this went the full 3 games, just like our first semifinal.
And that's what you expect in the semifinals. We're theoretically down to the 4 best people, or at least the 4 best runs that happened in the tournament. So we expect this to be close. And so far, grabbing the raft only a couple seconds apart. They're keeping it close in level.
Yeah, rooslugs with an ever so slight lead on RandomEffekt, but obviously the tail of the tape is going to be what happens to Manhandling. Right now, RandomEffekt's going to have to force a bomb drop from these Zols. He's going to have to get that 10 count to get a bomb drop. Unfortunately, rooslugs either miscounted or he was trying to force a nickel drop there. So he's going to try and force off of the... he's going to try and clear the room off so he can get that 4-pack of bombs. Unfortunately, he just missed his shot, but he did get a double drop thanks to, I would imagine, either the 10 count or the globals that he might have gotten from the orange dart nuts. Very crucial fight coming up against Manhandler. We've seen what he could do in runs past in this tournament. He starts all the way on the right side. Flush bullseye for rooslugs. That was right in the pocket. Perfect fight for him. RandomEffekt in trouble, though. Oh boy, and the troll handler is continuing to troll, and he's down to his last bomb. He gets him on the last bomb. That was a close call for RandomEffekt, but it will be Root early advantage out of level 3.
And while Root does take the advantage, you gotta at least be happy that Random didn't have to go and either try to soar down or end up dying to Troll Handler, because it negates some of the penalty he would have.
Well, look at the moxie that rooslugs is employing here. He's going for the money-making game strats. 150 rupees on the first try and gains an additional 20 rupees on the second try to go up to 80 rupees. I'll tell you what, I haven't seen money-making game be played during this tournament, but rooslugs making it work for him with the manipulation strats.
It's just so risky in a race. You gotta love that he had the guts to try it, because while you can do the frame counts and can almost count, you can count where you'll be able to make the money. One false step, one wrong reset, and you're ending up way in a hole instead of way.
So it looks like that RandomEffekt has the lead. In reality, we kind of don't know who's got the lead until their paths converge again. RandomEffekt here in the NSU room with these fires. He's going to try and bomb them down, maybe get a bomb count. Now, if you're wondering about the bombs, in order to force a bomb, if you kill 10 enemies in a row and bomb the 10th enemy, provided that they're in any drop group, you'll get that free set of 4 bombs each and every time. You just saw RandomEffekt force the 10 count on that Zol. Zols are normally not in the bomb dropping group. Instead, they're in the money dropping group. Now, if you stab the 10th enemy in a row, you get a 5 rupee instead. The other times you can get bombs from bomb-dropping enemies, such as fires and orange dart nuts and orange gorillas, just to name a few, is if you get lucky on your global counters. Those bombs will appear in the 1, 6, and 8 of your global counters. And there's about a 40% chance that you're going to get that bomb drop once you strike a bomb-dropping enemy in that particular number of the global.
So Rue is ahead on purchasing and money, and only a few rooms back on the dungeon. So he's while it does appear Random is ahead right now, Rue definitely has a lot more of his overworld stuff done already. So, like you were mentioning, until their paths kind of converge a little bit later, we can't tell exactly how far ahead either one is.
RandomEffekt getting a lot of bomb drops from those fires. Nearly got the atomic bomb there. Now he's going to take it against Gliok. 10 hits with the first head on that wood sword, 6 hits for the second. He's got the first hit down. He's got the maximum number of bombs. Does take a hit there, but very solid Gliok fight there for RandomEffekt, and he'll be the first out of level 4, 5 minutes and 33 seconds. And we won't know exactly what kind of lead either of these runners have until their paths converge, because RandomEffekt will still have to go shopping for his blue candle. Here's rooslugs Gliok fight. He takes an early hit, though. Takes 2 hits. Oh, he's got to be careful. Very, very nice. Did not panic and does get one of his hearts back, so his refill will be minimal.
Yeah, you got the nerves there can definitely get to you. I know I probably would have died there if I got down to 2 hearts. So being able to control those nerves and pull it together is definitely admirable.
Absolutely. And next up, RandomEffekt going into level 1. And in this category, you don't do the pirouettes trick, or at least some runners don't do the pirouette trick, because you have an extra key at your disposal. So here we are in the NSU room where RandomEffekt will get his key from the Stelphos. And with 7 bombs in good shape, going to go for the atomic bomb. Nice shot there, and gets a free set of 4 bombs. So he's back up to the maximum number of bombs right there. He'll do the block clip at this diamond staircase, and he'll pick up his bow. Meanwhile, rooslugs is just in the beginning of level 1 right now, and he does force a bomb from those Stelphos. Again, something you normally wouldn't see bombs spawn from there in the money dropping group. He got that 10 count to work for him, and he's back to his maximum 8 bombs too. Some people mentioning in chat that rooslugs isn't taking advantage of his earnings from the money-making game because he could have went after the heart container right before level 1, because again, this is any percent, and that could have gotten him the hearts required to get the 12 hearts needed for the magical sword, but we'll see how this plays out. As RandomEffekt is done with level 1, he'll get his Triforce piece. So now RandomEffekt, what I imagine he's going to do is 1 rupee short of getting the blue candle in this round. He's going to hope for a rupee from the red levers, but the game doesn't provide for him. So RandomEffekt is either going to have to force a 10 count or he's going to have to get lucky elsewhere. As rooslugs has completed his level 1 himself. Still no money drops though. RandomEffekt still 1 rupee short.
It's so tough when the globals just won't drop for you. Like, you can almost always count on getting 1. If you were like 3 or 4 short, you kind of expect to have trouble. But when you're just 1 short, it really kind of kicks you right in the behind when you can't get that 1.
Oh, I know, and I've been in that situation before too, where I needed 1 rupee to buy something there, and he had to kill 10 enemies in a row just to get the rupee he needed. He forced the 5 rupee off that blue Octorok there, so now he's got enough money to purchase that candle. And I would imagine that this is where our paths are going to converge here as they enter level 5. And rooslugs not really going to have much of a lead on RandomEffekt here. RandomEffekt has definitely caught up, and it's pretty much going to be an even race. Who's going to screen scroll first? It's going to be rooslugs. So rooslugs keeps his lead, but only by about 1.5 seconds. Of course, one advantage rooslugs has over RandomEffekt is all that money. RandomEffekt just has 4 rupees. rooslugs has a whopping 52. rooslugs is going to leave one of the Gibdos behind and take care of him later. RandomEffekt having just a little bit of trouble. I think he was trying to yoink the bombs from those Gibdos there, but he didn't want to take any chances losing his beam sword or his count, as both he and rooslugs enter the Room of Requirement, aka the Olive Garden. Rooslugs is going to go into the penalty box here, so he'll spend a key to get a key, but the reason he's going down here is he wants to build up his count and force a bomb drop from these blue dart nuts. Now, they have 8 hit points, so you need 8 hits with the wood sword, or 4 with the white sword, or 2 with the magical sword, or in this case, 2 bombs will do the trick. So Rooslugs trying to build up that count, which he does successfully, but RandomEffekt had himself a pretty good Olive Garden. Get your hot breadsticks.
Yeah, I was worried at first too. He didn't get too many good hits on the first few bombs, but he got the forced bomb drop and then cleaned up fast.
Well, speaking of trouble here, Rooslugs in big trouble, down to 1 heart. Blue dart nuts do 2 hearts of damage, so if he gets hit one more time, he is a goner, and against someone like RandomEffekt, that could be all she wrote. Thankfully, Rooslugs does take down the last blue dart nut. However, that was a slow Olive Garden for him, so RandomEffekt is going to increase his lead. Of course, when you up an A, you reset to 3 hearts, no matter how little or how much health you have when you pull off that maneuver. So you have to be careful in this particular category with 3 hearts, because you're losing 2 hearts if you get hit by Pole's Voices, Gibdos, and Dig Dogger segments. So gonna have to play this fight real cool here. RandomEffekt just has 2 bombs. He may elect to use them both on the Dig Dogger here. Let's see how he decides to play this out. Got the 1 bomb, and he's going to go ahead and take no chances going for the... No, he's not switching to his bombs. He's switching to the recorder instead. No, he did switch to bombs, because by doing so, he used the bomb, which got him to the recorder. So yeah, RandomEffekt going for the double bomb strat there. And he gets his Triforce out of level 5. Rooslugs is just about ready to enter the Dig Dogger fight himself. And he's got plenty of bombs, so I'd imagine he too is going to employ the double bomb strats. So that's an interesting spawn spot for that Dig Dogger there, Almighty Babino.
Yeah, you usually see him down in the bottom right, so starting almost right and smack dab in the middle of the...
Yeah, but it didn't phase Rooslugs. He has a pretty clean Dig Dogger fight, and he's out of level 5 himself. He's about 30 seconds behind RandomEffekt as he picks up the 100 secret at the Dead Woods. Rooslugs having a little bit of trouble screen scrolling here. He's heading towards the coast. RandomEffekt is going to do the Around the World screen wrap to get back to the heart container here. And he'll move up to the raft spot, get that heart container as well. That would give him 10 hearts. Rooslugs gets his heart container at the coast. He now has 9 hearts.
Rue gets to pick up the 100 secret from the south, where RandomEffekt grabbed it from the Dead Woods earlier, so a little bit of variance there. Ooh, we have some HUD.
Yeah, very swag there. Rooslugs going for the HUD clip strats here. And that's going to take him to the tree at the dead end where level 8 is. Looks like he's going to burn the bush. He's not going to level 8 just yet because he's a little bit underpowered. Because level 8 has more of those blue dart nuts, and you have those Beamos statues that are firing at you at all directions, and only having a wood sword and only up to 8 bombs, that's just a difficult level to play at that particular stage of the game.
And what isn't a difficult stage to play at this stage of the game is level 2. Random's going to start us off in there. This one's usually a good one, especially on 0 bombs like he is, because at the end of the level, you get to fill up those bombs pretty easy.
And RandomEffekt getting the good fortune on the globals of getting a bomb drop from one of those orange gorillas there after killing the master gorilla there. Usually when I play this game and start at level 2, I don't get that kind of luck. But that's the nature of Zelda sometimes, and RandomEffekt will kill the Moldorm to grab the key here. And Rooslugs has enough money to purchase the bait, which he's going to need in order to gain access to the second half of level 7.
Those ropes trying to dance away from Random as best they can.
Unfortunately, RandomEffekt getting a banana to the face there, a couple of bananas to the face. And doesn't get the maximum number of bombs for Dodongo, but as long as he doesn't get trolled, he'll still leave level 2 with 8 bombs, and that's a perfect Dodongo pattern right there. So, solid level 2 there for RandomEffekt. He'll leave with his maximum 8 bombs and 157 rupees.
Yeah, leaving with a little bit of a lead. Rue has a lot, again, has some of the overworld shopping and things like that done already. So you got to wonder how much that lead is going to evaporate when he has to go run those errands.
Absolutely. Again, it's another path divergence that these runners have decided to take here, and we won't know exactly what the lead's going to be until their paths converge once again. But I would imagine that RandomEffekt still has a solid lead on rooslugs. So he has just a little bit of trouble finishing off the Muldorm there, but he takes him down, and we'll move on to the ropes here. And he can collect as much cash as possible because they are in the money-dropping group, and they tend to drop lots of blue rupees. And RandomEffekt is going to do his shopping now. He's going to opt for the cheaper cut of meat here for 60 rupees. Then he'll move one screen to the south and purchase his wood arrow. So he's going to have 17 rupees for the river room coming up in level 7. And having a lot of rupees is important because that river room, it looks easy, but trust me, it's not.
And it can just be reassuring to have the extra shots too. Rue is obviously comfortable with it because, as Unrelated Pants is pointing out, he left $10 on the ground, so he's obviously comfortable with his rupee count. Right?
Yeah, 16 rupees is plenty of money for that river room. So RandomEffekt will be the first to enter level 16 minutes and 58 seconds. Remember that rooslugs has already completed his shopping, so he can go to level 7 right away. And we'll find out exactly what kind of lead RandomEffekt will have at that point. But right now, I'd say it's still anybody's game.
Yeah, there's still a lot of tough rooms and tough sections left. So while there is an okay lead on Random side, that can evaporate in any one of these combat scenarios.
Oh yeah, levels 8 and 9, of course level 6, it's going to be a 17:29, so it's a 31-second lead for RandomEffekt entering level 7. Yeah, level 7, as easy as it looks because you have an easy enemy set in those gorillas. The thing about those gorillas, though, is that they take 5 HP. One bomb is just not going to cut it. You need to do 1 bomb and 1 sword or 1 candle's worth of damage to take down a blue gorilla. And they're in the health dropping group, and you're going to see a lot of them. Not going to see many of those orange gorillas that are in the bomb dropping group. You're hoping to get as many bombs as possible because the old moniker in level 7 is you want to have at least 7 bombs in level 7, 7 and 7. Because that is the number of bombs you want to have to complete level 7 optimally. Look at that. RandomEffekt getting the bomb drop from that orange gorilla. So he's back up to the maximum 8 bombs, which is definitely going to be an advantage when he enters level 6. Dogger fight RandomEffekt, no doubt in my mind, will employ the double bomb strats, but he missed on his first bomb. It cost him some time.
Yeah, at least he goes to the backup strat. That mob, once you kill one part of the 3, it counts as the whole thing dead if you exit the room and cycle it. So he at least was able to recover.
Absolutely, yep. That and they once Dig Dogger that is gone, it is gone for the rest of this level 7. So RandomEffekt now into the reverse sea room with the Wall Masters, gets a favorable bubble pattern and is done quick. Rooslugs also missing on his bombs, has the same problem as RandomEffekt. That's a tough break for him. He could have definitely gained some time on RandomEffekt there, but missed opportunity there for Rooslugs. Here is the reverse sea room. Oh, a clock drop. That is not what you want to see in a room. Wall Masters, he's going to wait for that last one to show up and then grab the clock, because normally in this game, a clock is a godsend of a drop because it freezes all the enemies in place. But in a room full of Wall Masters where you have to clear them all in order to progress into the game, grabbing a clock before the room is complete with Wall Masters is not a good idea because you have to exit the room and re-enter the room for the Wall Masters to spawn again. Then you end up getting another crazy bubble pattern that can really cause havoc.
We're styling by trying to get as low as health as possible, but that's going to cost us on our fill here, and Random is slowly building on that lead. He's still got 6, 8, and 9 to make his way through, but he's trying to chip ahead every single room.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing I should point out to you is that rooslugs has no bombs next to his name. One bomb in order to complete level 6 optimally. Otherwise, you have to kill the 3-headed Gliok of Shame, and no one wants to see that.
Especially when you're trying to come back and trying to eat away at a lead, you can't be taking deviations, having to fight a long boss.
No, not at all, and especially an opponent against like RandomEffekt. Yeah, rooslugs no. And right now, and he's got to hope that RandomEffekt suffers some mishaps, and rooslugs has to have some kind of bomb drop soon, because if he doesn't, this is going to be all she wrote, and game number 1 is going to go to RandomEffekt. Although RandomEffekt having some trouble in the first magical breakfast room, took a few beams there, already down to just 5.5 hearts, but here comes a critical juncture for rooslugs. No bomb drop from the orange Wizrobes, and things are starting to get dicey for him. And RandomEffekt in the Fire room, and right now he's having a little bit of bomb. There's the bomb. He needed that one, folks. The second magical breakfast room for RandomEffekt. Gonna have to play this a little cool. Does have 6.5 hearts now, but anytime you get hit by a blue Wizrobe, whether it's its body or its beams, you lose 2 hearts. But an orange Wizrobe beam, you'll lose 4 hearts. But that was a clean, well, I was going to say it was a clean magical breakfast room number 2, but he does go to town on some pancakes at the very end, but still plenty of health. RandomEffekt should be in good shape to be done with level 6. Meanwhile, rooslugs, still no bombs, and he has to do the 3-headed Gliok of Shame, and that may be all she wrote, folks. At this point, it would take a death for RandomEffekt for rooslugs to have any chance of catching up. That's a tough break. Just bad luck on the globals. Doesn't get any bomb drops from the Wizrobes there, and just out of luck there. Rough pattern there for RandomEffekt that Goma went to the right, but RandomEffekt still able to get the 1 cycle and is out of there at 22:48.
JSR actually with a good point in chat too. The time loss isn't the worst part of it. He also had to burn a key to take that extra route.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I know when I run this, when I do the 3-headed Gliok of Shame, I always find that when I get to level 9, I'm 1 key short and the run is dead for me anyways. So yeah, rooslugs in big trouble. Yeah, I think at this point, the only thing that can save rooslugs is if RandomEffekt takes a death in level 9. That's about it. Rooslugs will take care of the Goma here, gets the straight pattern, but he's going to find himself over a min effect. Here we are in the first Blue Lagoon room for RandomEffekt. Takes some damage against that final blue dart nut. He's already down to 6 hearts, and that could be problematic. Going into the second Blue Lagoon room. We call it the Blue Lagoon room because obviously you have the blue dart nuts and then the BMOS turret statues. Put that all together and the rooms move very slow. Tell you what though, Bobino, that was a very good second Blue Lagoon room there for RandomEffekt. He needed that one.
Yeah, definitely. A little worried since he kind of struggled on that last kill in the first one, but cleaned it up really nice in Blue Lagoon.
Thing is, though, in spite of how good that room was, he got 0 heart drops from those blue dart nuts. They're normally in the health dropping group where you see lots of hearts and fairies, like the fairy that rooslugs got. But I'm telling you, You only see them come up when you're at full health. You never see them come up when you're at half health or less because the game knows. But RandomEffekt doesn't let that stop him. That was a very good four-headed Gleeok fight with that magical sword. It's 3 hits for the first head and 2 hits for all subsequent heads. So RandomEffekt in good shape and is ready to go into level 9.
And Rue clearing the second Blue Lagoon a little bit slower than Random, but still pretty clean. Only took a couple hits, and he's going to be finishing up 8 here in just a couple more.
Now, RandomEffekt is going to need to force a bomb drop or get lucky with the candy bomb, and he gets it from the blue Octorok. Can you believe that luck? Yes! He's in good shape now all of a sudden, Bobino.
I thought Caster Curses only did bad things, but look at that.
I know, right? RandomEffekt can thank me later. rooslugs completes the four-headed Gleeok fight, and he'll be done with level 8, and he needs the same thing. He needs a bomb drop to happen on his side. He'll either need to get lucky on the globals, or he'll need to force a bomb. So right now, RandomEffekt in the driver's seat going into level 9. He controls his own destiny.
Now, as we go into 9, you've mentioned that it's going to probably take a death on Random side for Rue to catch up. Where can those deaths happen in 9? What are our challenge points coming?
There's plenty of places where that can happen. I mean, one of the rooms is the next room, as runners call it, because it's the room to the left of the old man that says, go to the next room. That's because you have required fight against Wizrobes. Now, there are no bubbles that you have to deal with. You have the orange and blue Wizrobes that do a lot of damage. That's just one of the rooms. Obviously, there's the diamond staircase just past Patra 2, before the reverse C where you get the silver arrows, which have lots of Wizrobes and bubbles. And those are 2 other rooms where you can take a death. And another place where you can take a death, Patra 3. And Patra 1 going left, and RandomEffekt gets hit 3 times!
Patra decided that you hadn't mentioned him yet and wanted to make his presence.
Yeah, I didn't do the tic-tac-toe parody like I do on my run, so I guess Patra Wayne decided to take it out on RandomEffekt. But he does get a lot of his health back thanks to some timely heart drops, so he's in a little bit better shape than he was about 15 seconds ago. Great clock drop there for RandomEffekt to set himself up to bomb the Zols to force another set of bombs, and he's in even better shape now. rooslugs doesn't have his beams going into Patra 1. We'll see how that Patra teaches him. However, RandomEffekt having just a little bit of trouble with Patra 2, but gets through clean.
I like how he takes less damage from the more difficult to dodge Patra.
Rooslug getting the favorable right pattern from Patra, but unfortunately his time was just a little bit off and took 1 bop. Tell you what, this was a really, really good reverse C room there for RandomEffekt. He still has most of his health remaining. I think the only things that could stop RandomEffekt are the final required Wizrobe room, Patra 3, and a really trolly Ganon fight. I think right now, RandomEffekt, it's his race to lose. So rooslugs emerging from that staircase. He'll take on Patra 2 in just a moment now.
Nice smooth reverse clip for Random.
Yeah, that reverse clip is very crucial. If you miss it the first time, runners generally panic, and they tend to miss it a few times because you have the Wizrobes that are trying to knock you back. You don't want to get damage from them, and you tend to panic there. But nail it on the first try, there's no worries. The important thing is if you do miss it on the first try, recover fast, but recover smart. Here's rooslugs in the reverse C room, and he's down to half a heart. He's in big trouble, folks. Down to just the 1 orange Wizrobe. He gets him down, but if he gets hit by anything, he's down for the count. RandomEffekt now just a few rooms away from taking home game number 1 of this best of 3. Again, the winner moves on to the Grand Championship against JSR. First clip from rooslugs. It's now time for the Patra 3 fight for RandomEffekt. He's got all kinds of health here, and that was a pretty smooth Patra 3 fight. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Ganon, looking for 4 hits with the magical sword. Gotta be careful because a high roll driver or a Ganon hug will cost him 4 hearts. He does not get the favorable Ganon pattern, and he does not get the favorable pattern again. He continues to teleport right. Does get the favorable pattern on the final hit. So down goes Ganon. We've got Bacon. RandomEffekt has his Triforce of Power, and game number 1 of the semifinals. Get your GGs out for RandomEffekt.
And to sort of cement it on the other side, Rue is obviously on the title screen.
Yep, Bruce Slugs waving the white flag after the fact, and that is all she wrote for game number 1. So RandomEffekt taking a 1-0 lead in the semifinal match here in the Spring 2019 Multi-Category Championship. Next up is going to be 100% no up an A. Rooslugs has to win this to force game number 3, or it's going to be RandomEffekt in the Grand Championship.
So that's gonna be a little nerve-wracking, having to win to get the reward of having to play swordless after. So that's gonna put some of the nerve.
Oh, absolutely, because Rooslugs know he has the advantage on RandomEffekt in swordless if he can force a game 3. RandomEffekt just wants to put this away and not have to worry about swordless. Right now, yeah, all the pressure's on Rooslugs here in game number 2. I mean, RandomEffekt, obviously, he wants to finish it right here in game number 2, not deal with swordless, because if he has to deal with swordless, anything goes at that point.